Destro's having to deal with disposable troopers. Here's your look at the new Hasbro G.I. Joe classified series, the Cobra Battle Android Trooper. G.I. Joe Classified Series is loaded with iconic personalities from the epic history of the G.I. Joe franchise. These fan-favorite characters are presented in 6-inch scale with premium detailing, packaging, and accessories, with advanced articulation that raises the vibrant heroes and villains of G.I. Joe to the next level. With a robust roster of G.I. Joe and Cobra characters, the Classified Series of G.I. Joe action figures pays homage to the past while embracing the modern, for G.I. Joe fans new, old, and in between. Before we spend some time with the Cobra bats, let me first thank the folks over at Hasbro that was nice enough to send over the Classified Series bat as well as a whole bunch of other Classified Series figures that we're going to be looking at in upcoming reviews. Let's take the ruler and put it right to the very top of the bat's head. The figure seems to stand at about 7 inches in height. I guess a little bit closer to that would be 6 3/4 of an inch tall, or almost 17.5 centimeters tall. While sadly I don't have my Real American Hero bat anymore, I still do have my 25th anniversary bat. So for some fun comparisons, let's move over the new Classified Series bat and bring in the considerably smaller 25th anniversary series bat. You can definitely see like there's a lot of things that have been carried from the original smaller 3 3/4 inch scale now to the new Classified Series. The colors are a little bit darker, like the oranges, for example. It seems like the armor is a little bit more muted, so it's not going to be as bright and chrome finished as what the 25th anniversary was, but they are very similar looking bats in design and style. Some of the accessories that come packed along with bat are those that you may recognize from either the G.I. Joe Real American Hero line from the 80s or the follow-up 25th anniversary. And then there are other things that are brand new and unique to the Classified Series bat. Starting first, the figure comes included with a pistol. All of the accessories that are gray are only gray by the plastic that they've molded them in. There's no additional paint or anything added to it, and I don't really feel like it necessarily needed the paint either. Save it and put it in other places instead. The pistol is nice, and as you can see, it's very detailed of a handgun for it to carry around in its hand, or you can also holster it as well. Go ahead and pick the figure up just to show you that it does fit into either one of its hands. But really, for all the other accessories that come included with the bat, I've never really been inclined to display the bat with a gun in its hands. So you can go ahead and take the pistol and you holster it on the side of the bat's leg. The holster is tight for quarters, so when you are putting the gun in, for example, you really do have to force to get it in, and it doesn't go past the point of the trigger. So it's going to stick out a little bit like this. The original bat, at least the one that I had from the 25th anniversary line, also did have a holstered pistol that, again, you can draw and put into the character's hands. The figure also comes included, like with the original toys that came before it. Just put the figure down here. Also comes included with this grabbing claw. Now, sadly, the grabbing claw doesn't actually open and close. It's molded here still in the gray plastic, but if you compare it again to the one that we got with the 25th anniversary line, this claw could actually open and close, though a little loose over the time that I've had the figure. Kind of wish that they could have had a claw that could have opened and closed, as opposed to just relying on the molded plastic. But again, it's a nice looking accessory. These, all the accessories we're about to have a look at, by the way, can be swapped out with the forearms, or I guess more the hands, of the Battle Android Trooper. The figure also comes included with a blowtorch. Blowtorch, once again, molded in gray plastic. Again, nicely sculpted. All the accessories, by the way, have the little pegs on the end, so of course those will swap out in favor of its hands. I'll show you guys that in a second. And the figure also comes included with, I'm guessing, some sort of laser pistol, or laser end, something that's going to, of course, clip on to the end of the figure's forearms. The figure also comes included with a backpack, similar to the original toy. They have added a few extra things, so again, the only thing I really have right now to work with is the 25th anniversary line. The shape is very similar, although they have added a few things on the end. It almost kind of looks like it's got a pair of nunchuck on one end, and then it's got this extra piece on the other side that's going to clip the third accessory piece, as opposed to the original 25th anniversary and the bat that came before that just had a regular backpack. But they are very similarly shaped and sculpted. I like that they've continued on the trend. Now, again, you can take all the accessories we just finished having a look at. They can clip either to the bottom I like to clip, personally, the laser attachment just on the bottom like this. Kind of looks like it's a drill attachment. And then you can take then the claw and plug it into the top there. And there's these two holes, by the way. I've already plugged in the one. And then the other one, we'll go ahead and take the blowtorch and just attach it into the top there. So really, the bat does have the means to hold all the accessories that come along with it. And then from there, you can go ahead and just attach it to the back of the figure, right on the back there. And that just plugs into place. So everything, again, is nicely stored away. Obviously, though, if you are looking to pick up the bat, you're probably going to be looking to change out the arms. The arms aren't really the thing that changes out, and rather instead, you're actually going to be taking the hands off. So let's go ahead, for example, we'll just remove one of the hands, and let's grab ourselves the claw attachment. I think it's my favorite of all the things that come included with it. And that just, again, plugs onto the end of it. The bat, the original bat, had it a little further up. I don't want to say the original bat, but the 25th anniversary bat had the attachments further up the forearm, whereas the new bat actually attaches it to the hand instead. Gives it a little bit longer of a reach as well. I'm not bothered by the fact that they didn't actually have the forearm being the thing that can remove. There is with the claw attachment, and again, you can do the exact same thing with the other side. Just remove again the hand and find the attachment that you want to go with. Let's go with the blowtorch for this one. Now, me personally speaking, I prefer to have my bat usually with having one hand and then one attachment piece. I don't usually go with both. Again, if you wanted to, you can certainly do that as well. And the backpack, which I've now just dropped, let's go ahead and pick that back up. Once again, just plugs onto the back of his torso. Again, once again, I love the fact that they did have the customizable options where you could change out the hand attachments to the other accessories that come included with the figure. Maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to remove this. I'm going to go back to the hand. That's just the way I like to display the bat. Plug that back into place. And then we'll take then anything that's extra, and that can plug into the top. Technically as well, you could really take then the hand, because it's an extra piece after all, and it plugs in the exact same way. It's a little harder to get in there. It's a little stranger, yes, to see the bat carrying around an extra hand. I guess it's just an extra hand if he needs one for the job. But yeah, you can really keep all the accessories packed away on the figure. Nothing is really left extra except for the head as well as the chest plate that we're about to have a look at now. Before we do that, though, actually, here's the chest plate that it is on the figure now. The only thing that I feel I kind of wish that the figure could have had was like the hologram kind of piece that went over top of it. You can kind of see like there's a layer of plastic that went over top of it. The original Real American Hero version bat would have actually had a hologram sticker that would have just attached in place. And that would have been the thing that would have made looking like this. It had the same gears and everything else. The gears are similar, like the red gear is similar. Everything else has been changed between the 25th anniversary and the Classified series. If you did want to cover over this, though, Hasbro did actually include a couple of chest pieces. Not really sure why you would want to really cover over it. I think that's one of the charming factors of the bat, is the fact that you'd be able to see like the inner workings of it. But I guess from a practical standpoint, G.I. Joe could easily just continue to shoot them right in the chest area. You would want to really put a cover piece over top of it if we wanted to be practical about it. There's a little tab on the end, and there's two tabs on the top. It's going to slide it in first on an angle, and then plug it in onto the top. And you sort of get this chest cover. Again, if that's what you want to do, I kind of feel like it robs the pizzazz, the charm that was the bat. I really like to have the chest area open myself. Or if you want to have it look like G.I. Joe has already hit it, go ahead and just take this off. And there is also a cracked version of the same chest piece. Again, it clips in the exact same way. Non-damaged, and again, damaged. This one actually looks like somebody took a strong fist and just pounded the front of the bat's torso. Maybe like Sergeant Slaughter, for example. So there's that option available. But for me personally, again, I like to have this left off completely, because I just like the look of the classic-looking bat. One other option that came included also with this figure is a battle-damaged head sculpt, which is not something that we got with the original line, nor did we get with the 25th anniversary line. But you can see there's a crack all down the one side of its face, exposing the eye underneath. It sort of looks like Optimus Prime from the newer Bayverse movies. If you did want to change out the head sculpts, simply just grab onto the top of the head and just wiggle it off the ball joint. I find the first couple of times that you do it, it's a little more stubborn. If you're having any difficulties, by the way, removing the head, let's just take the backpack off for right now. You can also submerge the bat into some hot water, or you can also take yourself a hairdryer, but easily just pop that off after a few times of doing it, and then we can go ahead and put on the battle-damaged head sculpt instead. Just a little bit of pressure is required to get that in place. And just to once again show you the difference between the two. Not too much different from the one side, although there are visible cracks on the visor. Certainly a lot more of a difference on the other side. I wish there was then a third head option, where they would have given you the regular head sculpt, but with the red visor, similar to what the bats would have looked like in the cartoon. I think that would have been a fun touch as well. But the fact that we do get ourselves two versions of the battle damage, well, one battle damage, one regular head sculpt, I like the fact that Hasbro actually did do that. Looking at the rest of the body, though, I just left the backpack off for the time being. Very much classic looking Bat. I don't think they've really modernized the look of Bat. I don't really feel either like the character needed an update. When we spin it all the way around, I guess we can once again bring in the original, I keep wanting to say the original, the 25th anniversary Bat. Really, again, not much changes. The grenades seem to have been replaced now for smoke grenades. Instead of being green, they're now gray. The strap on the side of the body is a little more now of a darker orange, as well as the belt area is also a slightly darker orange. They have like that same piece that's on the side of its leg, for example, and again, the holster on the other side of the leg. Not too much does change. I do like the more silver finish, I have to admit, though, on the arms. And I wish that they could have done that. I wish maybe that they could have gone in there and even chrome finished the arms. But I'm wondering the reasoning why they did that is so that it didn't take too much away from the visor being silver. That was the reason maybe why they went with more of a muted matte gray for the rest of its body, as you can see. Really nice detailed arms. But it would have been nice to, again, add a little more of a metallic paint added finish to that. The lower legs are, again, very much still stock Bat. Although the boots are slightly different. You can see that they have like a little plated piece that's on the top of the foot, for example, where the original Bat didn't have it. Definitely more robotic looking feet. Whereas the original Bat, or at least the 25th anniversary Bat, had more just regular boots, as if it looked like just a normal human was wearing the boots. For the articulation on the Bat, let's go ahead and have a look at that right now. We'll start with the head. The head rotates all the way around. It hinges up, it hinges down. But then in addition to that, the Bat actually has a secondary ball joint at the base of the neck. So you can actually have the head looking further forward and also looking further back. I like the fact that they added that extra little bit of articulation. The arms do come out slightly tighter on this Bat, almost about a 90-degree angle bend. There we go, 90-degree angle bend. And they also do have the crunch in the shoulders there. There's that little socket joint that allows the arms to come forward and back a little bit better than what it was if it was just a hinge joint. Of course, the arms can rotate all the way around. There is a swivel, not actually at the bicep area, but more further up on the sleeve. But there's a swivel cut right there. You can rotate the arm all the way around. A double hinge on the elbow. I'm so glad to see that they actually put in a double hinged elbow on the Bat. And then, of course, whatever hand you decide to go with swivels all the way around. Upper torso is on a ball joint. I guess lower torso, I should say, is on a ball joint. And then there's the crunch in the abdomen area. So you can move that up and down this way. The legs split out. And like with other classified series, what you can do is you can drop the legs further down to give you a higher range of bringing the legs up. Or, once again, you can just take the legs and just pop them back into the socket. There is a swivel cut 3/4 of the way up the thigh that allows the leg to rotate all the way around. The figure has a double hinge on the knee. The figure has articulation in the top of the boots, which is a separate part from the lower leg. And it does also have articulation not only up and down on the toe, on the foot, but you can also angle the foot back and forth this way as well. Really nice looking Bat. There are a few little things that I would have maybe changed myself. Again, bringing in some additional silver paint onto the arms, I think would have helped. But again, I have to look at this Bat as well and say, maybe it didn't necessarily need. Oh, I just dropped the alternate head sculpt. Let's put the other one back on. There we go. Maybe it didn't necessarily need the additional silver paint on the arms. In all honesty, the more I look at it, maybe it would have been too detracting, especially considering that the visor already has the silver paint. Too much silver maybe would have pulled a little bit away from that. And again, we can bring in the original, I keep saying original, we can bring in the 25th anniversary Bat so you guys can see the difference between the two. Not much does change between the two figures. They've really kind of kept to the same blueprint of what made the Bat so charming, so interesting in the first place. It's just literally a case where they took the initial core idea of the bat and just increased the size to that more 6.5, 7-inch scale. And I really like the results of the bat here. They didn't feel the need to change anything. The term, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, really doesn't apply for the bat. I don't feel like you need to modernize the bat. I'm glad to see that they didn't when it comes to the new Classified Series release of the character. Yeah. Nothing needed to be changed or updated to the Bat's classic design. The design is so good, in fact. Even when they updated the look of the Bat later into the Real American Hero series, I sure picked up those battle android troopers too, but nothing beat the original classic. I still have the 25th anniversary that we saw, of course, in comparisons in this review. I kind of still wish I had the original Real American Hero series Bat. I think I had maybe 3 of them in my collection. It gave G.I. Joe something at least to fire and blow up, because up to that point, really, G.I. Joe had to miss and basically fire kind of around Cobra troopers. They never really had to fire at them directly, because of course you'd be killing real people. But yeah, the bats were their opportunity to really blow up things, have the Cobra bat get into missions where half its body would be missing. I always remember that one episode where a Cobra bat was trying to save a painting, and it was sort of sliding down. I think it actually fell into a barnyard, and it had a pitchfork stuck in the side of the body. A Cobra trooper couldn't definitely have done that. When it came to the update of the Cobra bat here for the Classified series, really all Hasbro has done is just scaled up the design of the original bat, and they really haven't changed all that much. They have thrown in, yes, an alternate head sculpt, so if you do want to get yourself a battle-damaged bat, then yeah, you can do that. And there's also those chest pieces. I'm never going to display him with the chest piece. In fact, if anything, I would have said save the plastic on making those chest cover pieces and just give us a third head sculpt that would have had the red visor, more akin to the way the bat looked in the classic cartoon. But absolutely love the G.I. Joe Classified Series bat. So much so I might even consider picking up another couple of these. I had, I guess 3 or 4 of the original bats growing up. Maybe I might have maybe about 3 of these now as a grown adult. A big thank you, though, to the folks over at Hasbro. Once again, provided the sample of the G.I. Joe Classified Series bat that we could have a look at in this review. What do you guys think of the figure? Let me know down below in the comments section. And also, if you are new to this channel, you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, make sure as well you're hitting that subscribe button down below, making sure that you're turning on the bell notification so you get those friendly reminders of when new videos are going to be popping up. And just a friendly reminder to you, the viewing audience, that we are going to be looking at more G.I. Joe Classified Series figures coming your way, so make sure you're keeping your peepers peeled. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.